This your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, 914 Westchester County, New York. Yo, I was just looking at a video on YouTube, and the video was about basically a young man. He was a model, and he was also a clothing designer. He had a certain amount of followers on social media that were following him, following his work. And then all of a sudden, this young man disappears. But there's a mannequin, a real live mannequin that looks like this dude. Looks like this dude, for real, for real. And just like the man say, certain spirits do attach themselves to certain clothing, certain jewelry, things of that nature. Now, I remember when Sergeant Crystal Reagan had passed away. I remember when she passed away. I remember going to the wake and the funeral, and then I remember going to Newport News, Virginia, and I stayed with my sisters until I went back to New York. And during that time period, Miss Linda, who is Sergeant Crystal Reagan Mama, came to the house, came to where my sisters lived. And she told them whatever that belonged to Crystal and the children to do not keep it, do not wear it, do not try to possess those items. And she had them throw away lockers that Sergeant Crystal Reagan had kept pertaining to her paperwork when she was in the military. They threw away her clothes, certain personal items that she did own. They was getting rid of everything. And the reason why Miss Linda wanted to get rid of everything was because she said certain spirits attach themselves to certain items. It could be a pair of pants, it could be a jacket, it could be anything. And she said one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to keep anything that belongs to dead people. You don't want to keep anything that was owned by the person that had passed away. She said things get attached to that. And that is, to me, that is the most true factual statement I have ever heard. And I've seen what happened to people when they hold on to things that a deceased person owned. A pair of shoes becomes a problem. A pair of pants, a jacket, a shirt. I remember when certain people in my family died, what usually happened to their items, people threw those things away. Some items were kept, and I don't know how to explain it, but I am going to say this much. That will never happen again. Everyone knows now what to do. And she died under circumstances of murder. Let's just call an ace a ace and a spade a spade. She was murdered in 2011. And from what I understand, no one has kept anything that belonged to her. Not even a piece of jewelry. That is how determined her mother was to get rid of those items, get rid of those things. Well, needless to say, maybe a year after that had happened, I would say, because I got the news that she had passed, Miss Linda had passed in 2014. Everyone that was closely related to her in certain relations, they didn't live. They didn't survive. Ma Boone died, like, not too long after they had all died. Miss Linda died, I believe, in 2014. because I remember getting that phone call when I had moved from New York and moved to South Carolina, and I had my phone on, and I remember getting that phone call. So, yeah, I don't know if she kept anything or tried to hold on to anything. From what I do understand, after what happened, she became very ill. She got sick. She lost a lot of you know, her normal weight, and then she died. And it was quite a few other things that had happened in that family. Things were never the same again. People grieve in different ways, and some people just can't take it. They can't take it. So it is what it is. 914, which is the county of New York. Yeah, y'all go over there and look at that video about that mannequin, and he looks so real, y'all. That's why when I look at these celebrities, getting these wax figures done of them, don't you know that everyone that has been done into a wax figure, something has happened to them? Something has happened to them. And all the different wax figures that are celebrities, remember, some of those celebrities gave the wax museum uh, some kind of item that they owned. Like in the case of Wendy Williams, she gave them a piece of jewelry that she owned. I think it was it was a necklace and it was a ring that she gave them to use for the wax figure. And maybe not too long after that, all of a sudden, she started getting sick. She fell out on stage of that Halloween. I remember when that happened. And, we understand that certain things cannot be explained. I'm not trying to blame her situation on any type of magic or anything like that, but it's just something to think about.